Hello, listeners. So, after quite some time, we are back with Wind of Change. We hadn't listened to, I mean, we had listened to, but we hadn't listened with all of you together for quite some time. And this is one of the tracks that was recommended a lot in the beginning to us. And the track's title is KOMOLAY NRITTO KORE. Please correct me if I am wrong. And this features Jasmine and Reshmi. So this is the track that I have heard a couple of times, but I'll discuss about this with all of you. Haris sent it to me, so I'm intrigued why he chose this particular track, but we'll discuss about it. Shall we?
All right, let's do it. Three, two, one, play.
Season 3.
5 years old.
Fun.
I love the saz or baglama part of this track, and ESRAJ as well.
Little higher, let me dance among the stars. Then I'll start to feel how strongly you admire. When I dance, you feel your heartbeat stir. Do you think that I am charming? Do I rise above the crowd? It's so hard to see how strongly you admire, and I'm begging you to come and say
This is beautiful. Beautiful.
I love the sound of it.
Distinct notes.
Reminds me of fantasies. How beautiful is ESRAJ? No?
কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া রে কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া দেখো কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া দেখো কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া রে কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া রে কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া
Now you know why I love this track.
The flute. The bass with the flute is blending really well.
সবাই সারি সারি এগো পাড়া বসি যত নারী আইলা সবাই সারি সারি এগো সোয়ানো চন্দন দিল ছিটাইয়া ছিটাইয়া এগো সোয়ানো চন্দন দিল ছিটাইয়া ছিটাইয়া রে কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া রে কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া নাচে কমলা সুন্দরী দেখো যেন ইন্দ্রপুরী গো আরে নাচে কমলা সুন্দরী দেখো যেন ইন্দ্রপুরী গো এগো সোহাগ চন্দন দিলাম ছিটায়া ছিটায়া এগো সোহাগ চন্দন দিলাম ছিটায়া ছিটায়া রে কমলা নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া কমলা নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া কমলা নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া এগো কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া এগো কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া রে কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া রে কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া তোমরা দেখো গো আসিয়া কমলায় নৃত্য করে থমকিয়া থমকিয়া
All right, all right. So the bit that Jasmine did with Bangla, that's so difficult. That's so it's not her language,
Yeah.
right? That's so difficult and so well done.
She pulled off
So
really
well
well. Yeah.
But the thing that stands out for me is I think the whole crux of this performance boils down to one thing for me: the way Reshmi and Jasmine both said "Thumkiya." You know, when Reshmi sang it, she had a lot of emphasis on the consonants of "Thumkiya," "Thumkiya." You know, but when it came out of Jasmine, it didn't have the punch
Yeah.
of "Thumkiya." You know, right? So the song is about dance, right? Or Komolai is dancing.
Yeah.
Reshmi had all the correct emphasis on all the correct consonants to accentuate what this song is about, what the meaning, what the message is, right? What the occasion is. Jasmine, although she did brilliant, but because as a foreigner, it couldn't come out. This is the same problem that we face, that sometimes a lot of the things that we want to consume, we cannot fully because the language barrier, right? Yeah, so I think the way Reshmi sang Thumkia. It was just lovely.
Yeah. So for me, it brought back the memory of a track that we did earlier from Wind of Change, and that track was called Shomai Gele Shado Hobena.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
and that particular track also had the element of English verse, then the
yes,
traditional folk song, and this track also it's a folk song as well. I agree with you. It always brings a smile on your face when you listen your own language from a foreigner. So, and because of that, I enjoyed that particular part from Jasmine, but it also brought back a memory from earlier Coke Studio season of Pakistan, Coke Studio Pakistan seasons memory where Fawad Khan was singing Bolo Bolo by Sajad Ali. And Sajad Ali had done that song effortlessly, and Fawad was basically the entire band or house band had created jazz feel around that particular that masterpiece. I mean, that song is a legendary track for anyone who has listened to it. And there, Fawad was also trying to imitate kind of an English vocalist or the pronunciation that he was trying to
yes,
give in there. And I had a bittersweet feeling around that. And because of, I mean, it brought back the same memories, so I had a bittersweet feeling here as well. I mean, Jasmine did brilliantly, but I like when Reshmi was singing because she had the kind of voice that is suited for folk song as well. And naturally, she is a native speaker, so she can pronounce, as you mentioned, the emphasis, the punch that she had was resonating more with me. Um, this track, what I didn't like, I mean, you already mentioned during the track as well. Esraj, the Saz or Baglama flute piece was beautiful as well. What did not sit well with me was the jazzy intro that they had this particular for this track. This is a track about festivities or dance, and for me personally, the song kicked in or started when Baglama was introduced in the track, and from there on, I was hooked.
yes.
The initial first minute and a half probably felt a bit off to me, but that's just me. Maybe other people liked it, and they might have resonated with it. But other than that, it was really interesting listen.
Right. So I think yours and my taste in music is very similar, or opinions are very similar when it comes to when we listen to a song together. I think our frequencies are too well matched
Mm-hmm.
in most cases. I can understand the thinking behind Jasmine's part in the beginning, the English lyrics and the English part. I mean, it was very complimentary to what Reshmi is going to sing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the song is about Radha s- dancing, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not completely aware of the story, but I think Radha started dancing due
Mm-hmm.
to some very hard emotion, like she was angry about something or something, and she just started dancing. And then her relatives or some people started calling neighbors to come watch Radha dance
Mm-hmm.
and how well she dances, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this is what the song is about. Maybe I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not completely aware, but this is what my understanding is. And but people are just calling other people that, hey, come look how
Mm-hmm.
amazing she dances, right? And how amazing she looks, all that. In the beginning, the English verses is kind of complimentary to that particular part.
Mm-hmm.
It feels, I mean, I can understand the thinking, but again, for me, it also didn't sit well. So for me, the two things that I could live without was the intro,
Mm-hmm.
and in the middle you had this percussions solo,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
not needed.
Mm-hmm.
Right, this is the percussion solo. We have talked about this multiple times at on Wind of Change in the earlier seasons. Taposh gives a lot of space to individual instruments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in season one, he used to give like every single instrument their own solo,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
and no other. I mean, none of the tracks was complete without individual solos from those instruments. Here as well, I could have lived without it. For me, the track is where the saw starts where the Sraj and flute
Mm,
blends with Reshmi. And
absolutely.
if we had only that part,
Absolutely.
Sraj, Saz, flute, and Reshmi, and drums, especially drums. So drums was brilliant.
Mm-hmm. It was very on point, yeah.
That would have been it.
Yeah.
And okay, so why this track got my attention? Because the first time I heard it, I felt like I want to dance, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
So
true.
and every single time I hear, especially Reshmi sing, I want to dance. It actually moves you
Yep.
physically,
Yep.
involuntarily. It moves you, and this is the speciality about this track that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if this track only had those parts, I mean it. This would be in my list.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to listen to it again and again.
Mm.
But the tempo breaks a lot, especially when the
Yes. Yep.
percussions
Yep.
solo comes in, the tempo completely breaks for
Breaks.
me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I completely
I mean it's
agree.
kind of fusion.
Yeah, I completely agree. It would have made it more cohesive if we hadn't had that percussions part. And I think you have mentioned many times to me because I have always been a fan of Nescafe Basement, and you have always mentioned to me that the tracks there are brilliant. But what you didn't like about those tracks is that they have elongated solos and unnecessary parts which drive the song and they make the song 10-minute long, 11-minute longs on occasion. And you keep on saying to me, and I knew that when I heard this particular song, you wouldn't have liked the percussions part that is being done. It breaks the tempo, as you mentioned. But other than that,
As much as I like percussions themselves, right?
yeah, yeah,
As much as I would love a solo, a well done solo, it has to fit
yes, yeah.
in the tempo of the song, right?
Hmm.
This song where you know, if you have close your eyes and you're just dancing, you're just moving to Thumkia
Hmm.
of Reshmi,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And then this comes on the percussion solo, and I was,
Breaks the
I shouldn't say
momentum.
that. I mean, these are harsh words. Yeah, okay. So to put it politely, it breaks the momentum, right? I'm not gonna use any harsher terminologies, but yeah, it does breaks the tempo, the momentum.
Hmm. Yeah.
You actually wakes up from the trance
Hmm. Hmm.
of enjoying the track.
Hmm.
Okay, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then you wanna go back to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, parts of it were, I mean, were brilliant.
Yes.
I love that Wind of Change Taposh always have. I mean, it's always about fusion, right? I love that he adds Eastern instruments,
Mm-hmm.
which I personally really love.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, so kudos to him
Yeah.
to have Israj at least and flute pieces most of the times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
I completely
bits and
agree.
pieces,
Yeah.
bits and pieces.
Yeah, bits and pieces. And I completely agree with this on the points that you have made. Um, I liked Israj the most when I listened to this particular track because it was also the tune was of the chorus, and it was kind of serving as how should I put it, as an appetizer or starter of when Reshmi would start to sing. So it served it pretty well and it was blended pretty well. But anyways, I think we did a lot of songs in the beginning from Wind of Change, and I'm not sure if they are going to come up with another season. The most recent one was
Kanar
probably
Hat Bazaar.
Kanar Hat Bazaar. Yeah, probably.
Kanar Hat Bazaar, yeah.
Yeah. So let's hope that they start to produce some more music in future as well because I mean we do love their music.
Kanarhat Bazaar, Kanarhat Bazaar was our gateway
Gateway.
to Bangla music,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
indeed.
And it's still one of my favorite, all-time
All
favorite
time
songs.
favorite track.
Kanar.
Yeah.
It gives me chills. I cannot begin to describe how I feel about that track. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
it makes me emotional. It makes me expressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think if you want to see that, probably you can watch that particular video,
Mm-hmm.
and we are still, at least I am still that expressive whenever I'm hearing this track.
Mm, yeah.
You know, I have this involuntarily wah 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 wah.
Yeah. I know it's always on my playlist as well. It is one of the Bangladeshi tracks that we go back to and listen, or probably you listen to it every day. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we do listen it very often. That, as you mentioned, it was just the beginning of the journey for the Bangladeshi music for us. So it has a special place in our heart, and we keep mentioning it every now and then. But yeah, let's hope that Wind of Change comes up with another track, or maybe some more tracks in future as well. Because in general, we like the message or the thought behind the fusion that they are trying to create with the international instrument. So hats off to the entire team for that. But thank you so much once again for recommending it to us a lot. And yeah, that's a wrap from our side. We'll catch up on the next one. Take care.
All
Bye.
right. Bye bye.